What up, TikTokers? I am back, people. What is up, people? So, if you don't know who I am, my name is RJ. I am a Qigong instructor. I teach people how to use their energy, how to focus it, how to use it to heal people, how to do alchemy, how to use it to heal other people, how to master your mind and your emotions. And this is the first step on following that path. So if anybody has any questions or anything, or if you want to learn how to do it, by all means, stay tuned or whatever. Hit me with some likes, a comment, say what's up, and we'll just go from there. So when it comes to your energy and raising this vibration, so I know you've seen like people who astral project and talk about astral projecting. Well, when you go into the astral, the realm in which you go into is based on your level of vibration, and through letting go of your attachments and your aversions, you can raise your vibration and you can reach higher and higher realms, whatever. That's one of the things that I teach, and you do it through energy work. Is really easy. It's an easy way to do it once you understand it. It's hard to get once you to the point where you completely understand it. After that, everything becomes really easy. But all the same things that you can do with chi, with energy, you can do other ways. Like I do energy healing. So when it comes to energy healing, you can heal from past traumas, from emotions, all these things that's stuck in your body, right? And you can literally remove them, the things that you hold on to, all your traumas and like emotions that you hold near and dear, whatever. They become a part of your being, literally, and they seek to express themselves. That's how people get like really sick and all this other stuff starts happening because they're not letting this energy flow through them or whatever. So energetically, you're able to go to the consciousness of whatever energy it is, whatever trauma, whatever emotion it is, or whatever, and you can dissolve the attachment from it and you lift it up. You see this a lot of times, just therapy. You go talk to the therapist, the same thing happens alchemically, is they get you to bring up whatever past trauma it is, whatever emotion that you're holding on to, or whatever, you bring it to the surface and you literally release that energy. Or whatever. It's the same thing. You can do that energetically or whatever. But when you go to therapists and stuff like that, it's the same thing. Alchemically, you're letting go of this trauma and emotions. And it's a very powerful thing. Once you understand how it works, it is really, really powerful. So like learning the principles of your energy and how your body truly works is very, very powerful. A lot of people don't know this. They're not going to teach you this in school. They're not going to tell you on TV or whatever because they want to sell you drugs. They literally want to profit off of your pain, your trauma, your sickness or whatever. But we are creators. We are gods. We are so powerful. Your mind, your mind is literally the greatest chemical factory on the face of the earth. You literally naturally make the strongest psychedelic naturally, the strongest antioxidant known to man. Like this is all from us. Like we are literally guys. We can create anything just like that. Or whatever all you gotta do is think about it. And this is why the entire system is out to get your mind, get your attention, get your consciousness or whatever. Whoever controls that, they control your reality. Whatever they get you to believe, that's what you believe. So what I teach, how to use your chi, how to use your energy, the principles of it, how it works, how to master your mind, and take control of your destiny. Because in this society, everybody's given a template, right? And we see this because in public school, they train you from the time you're 5 to go to this place 5 days a week, roughly 40 hours from the time you're 5, and you do this till you're 18. And then, hey, look, you can do the same thing, but you might, you can get paid for it. It's psychological. They train you to do these things or whatever. So you have this template and you can go to the right of the river, left of the river. At the end, you're still in the river. So once you learn how to focus your mind, control your mind completely, and I have all these outside astral influences like dictating your path or whatever, you become the master of your destiny. So yeah. So Robert Jameson, what else? Top 3 tips. Top 3 tips. 1, law of resonance. Whatever you focus on the most, you're a tuning fork for, no matter what it is. Like when you die, the same way people astral project, whatever the center of gravity is on the frequency in which you dwell, that's where you go, because you don't have a physical body to keep you where you're at. The only difference between you having a physical body and any other spirit in existence is you have a physical body to keep you right here in the physical. But when you're thinking, all the things that go through your mind, whatever you pay attention to, that's the frequency in which you're on. And even spiritually around you, that's the realm in which you dwell. And it's very powerful. You can see people who focus on a lot of negative stuff or whatever and dwell in like lower vibrational realms or whatever, because it's written all over them. Their whole energy will say that just naturally, because this is the frequency that they pay attention to. People who are naturally happy and outgoing and loving and caring, you can see that subconsciously. You can pick up on it or whatever, because this is the realm in which they dwell in the most or whatever. So pay very close attention to the things you pay attention to. I just shared a video about law of resonance. In order for you to attract whatever you want to attract, you got to match it. You have to be that frequency or whatever. And through Qigong, through energy, you raise your vibration. The more powerful your mind becomes, the more powerful you become. You become a more powerful tuning fork for the things that you want to bring into your reality. And it's very, very powerful stuff. That's why for the people that want to learn Qigong and learn how to master their energy, this is the way to go. Seriously, it's hard work once you like first start, but once you get it, and it becomes very, very easy. And there's lots of stuff you can do. You can literally heal people. Anything can be healed. 100%. Anything can be healed. And it's crazy because you see it in the news and stuff now, because it's a clear divide. Like the people who know the truth, they know, and it's like no, but the people who are like caught in the matrix and the system of things and listen to the news every day, they're clearly brainwashed and think that these magic pills and stuff that these companies are making literally for profit, they're going to save them, when naturally you, as your sovereign, beautiful, divine being that you are able to heal yourself of literally anything. It's all mental. The universe is completely mental. Everything that you experience in your consciousness, your mind touches. Your spirit, your mind touches literally everything that you experience. So your relationship to the things that it touched dictates the way you perceive it. And that's why people that don't believe in chi and stuff like that, or even gods and spirits and stuff like that, they never experience it, because their relationship to it, emotionally, their astral relationship to it, blinds them from their mind touching it in that way to have that experience. But the people who are open to it, it's like it's clear. And you see this when you go to certain places, right? So the collective consciousness, you see this, especially if anybody lives in a big city like LA, Chicago, whatever. The collective consciousness is within that pollution bubble. It's a literal bubble you can see when you're riding up to the city. You can see all the collective consciousness, all the city karma is literally in a energetic bubble. And once you cross through that bubble, all that negative karma and stuff from the city is passing through your field. And this is why people think, look, and act a certain way or whatever, because of this literal energetic bubble. And the collective consciousness, check this out, having a gut feeling is a literal psychic sense. Everybody, like literally, but the collective consciousness says it's okay to feel. That's why everybody has gut feelings. The collective consciousness they don't say that it's okay to see, hear, smell the spiritual realm or whatever, the astral emanations of things or whatever, but it's literally a psychic ability. But the collective consciousness says it's okay to feel. If you go to a place that's like highly spiritual, like go to Tibet, go to Thailand, go to like anywhere, go to Sedona, Arizona, go to Sedona. And if you're just slightly clairvoyant, everything there will look completely different than anywhere else you go, because the collective consciousness in that town or whatever, they accept the spiritual world. It's a spiritual place. or whatever. So just naturally, you're more in tune. Everybody's more in tune to that spiritual vibration, and you have more spiritual experiences just naturally. You go to Tibet, you don't even have to be psychic or anything. You could probably see all the spirits around. That's why when the monks died, and he had his rainbow body, everybody in the city saw the dude's rainbow body leave his physical body. Because the collective consciousness says it's okay. But, yeah. But no, you're not crazy. Listen. They want you to think you're crazy. Like, this is how they do it. Because the people who spend all their time in front of a television, when they, life hard, right? So people go to work, you know what I'm saying? They come home, they just want to unwind after they're enslaved all day or whatever. They sit in front of the TV, all their astral emotions are just out, engaged in the television, outside of the real world or whatever. And everything that they say, do, teach, preach, this is how they program you or whatever. Like, this is literally how it is. And they make it seem like all the stuff that's real is fake. Most of the stuff you've seen in Disney movies is real, especially concerning magic. Like, most of the stuff is 100% real, but it's all about your mind's relationship to it. That's why they put it in cartoons and stuff like that, or whatever, because if you're somebody that's programmed, it's backwards, because all the stuff that's like reality TV, all that stuff's fake. The news is fake, scripted. Like, and they play off your emotions. Everything is based on psychology and your emotions. Why do you think the majority of the news is all horrible stuff that they talk about to play on your emotions? Because now you're emotionally invested in it and think, oh, the world's crashing down around me. Oh no, it's such a horrible place or whatever. Keep you in this lower state of awareness. Because truthfully, listen, people die every day. Every day. Why do you need to hear about the, old boy that got shot, across town or whatever? You don't know him. Or whatever, I'm not being cold or whatever, but it has nothing to do with your reality whatsoever. Literally, it's slavery here in America. We have death camps. We have all types of stuff. They don't talk about none of this stuff whatsoever, but they want to keep you in a lower state and keep you scared so you're not in a state of manifestation. You're not in a state of higher being and higher awareness or whatever. So pay attention. Pay attention, and it's a clear divide. Same reason they use celebrities to try to sell stuff, because the people who sit there and watch TV and get brainwashed by all the stuff that they show on there or whatever, they look up to these people who they're emotionally invested in. They don't even know these people. I know people that know more about celebrities than they know about their own self. Literally, where your spleen at, bro? You know what I'm saying? For real, it's people out here that know more about all this outside stuff and they don't know anything about their self. True stuff about their self, not the stuff they tell you in school, true stuff. Life is way, way more beautiful, way more magical, way more, it's unfathomable, the things that are out there, but you just got to be open to it. Ask yourself, why do you believe the stuff that you believe? Literally, if you haven't experienced it firsthand, whether it's, I think that's true, or, that might not be, everything that you believe, question it. And you have an attitude it may be something greater. Because if you think that you know everything, and life is all that you've ever experienced right now, then you have, completely locked yourself away from the greatest experiences ever. Seriously. So for me, one of my precepts is I want to see the truth of things, the universal truth of things, not what I think is the truth, not my emotional relationship to the things that I encounter or whatever, the universal truth of things, of everything or whatever. And what I know that it may not be the greatest thing. So I have an openness about literally everything that I know. And that will always take you down the greater path. So yeah, they said, how do you feel about Reiki? I can literally feel folks over this phone. Energy work is very real. It's very, very real. Reiki's cool. I'm certified for Reiki, but I only did it so I can learn about how they do it or whatever. But when it comes to energy work, the principles behind it, Reiki is just a school and a way to teach people how to do certain things or whatever. It's not the end all or ultimate or whatever. Energy is timeless and spaceless, 100%. You can put energy at any place in time. It's transmitted through devices like this, your phone, your TV. What's the difference between magic and you watching anything on TV. You can literally display anything imaginable in the palm of your hands on a device. What's the difference between this and magic? Nothing whatsoever. There is literally no difference. The universe is mental. Everything is electric magnetic. Everything in your phone is electric and magnetic information. Everything in all of creation is composed of consciousness, information, and energy. Like literally, and people are too like put in boxes or whatever when I tell them this or whatever. Literally, how's your phone not magic? How many people in this chat right now thought something? You ain't even have to say it. You thought something and the ad popped up on it. If you think that they can measure your heart rate, your brain waves, and everything that you're thinking on a device that can display anything imaginable in the palm of your hand, then you are fooling yourself. It's literally no different than magic. But the crazy thing is, the great thing is, we're all magic. We're all divine, sovereign beings. They just want you to think that you're not, or whatever. And it's up to us to save ourselves. You got to want it. You have to want it for yourself. That's the only way that you can save yourself. You have to want it for yourself. People can help you. People can guide you, whatever. But unless you're ready to receive that information and act upon it, you're the only person that could ever save yourself. So yeah, let me go through some of these comments. Indeed, I'm learning to not limit the universe by setting expectations based on my limited beliefs. Yes. So, listen, I found my soulmate. Like literal soulmate, right? Now, when it comes to limiting beliefs, my closest relationships that I've ever had, including my soulmate, or whatever, completely outside of anything I would have ever expected. Anything I would have, that me thinking like, oh, she's cute, whatever, that, I'll talk to her, try to, speak in to her, whatever. Completely out in every single way outside of the realm of anybody I would remotely even try to be close to. But that's the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my life. But my limited beliefs beforehand would have stopped me from even being in that situation, or whatever. So you have to be open to all the, like, and people, love the people. Like, you want to be blessed? Do you want to be blessed? The universe is always watching. Love the people, for real. Help raise the vibration of other people. Smile, literally just smiling. Smile at one person and they smile too. That's instant karma, instant positive karma. If they make somebody else smile, that's added on to your karma or whatever. Literally, it takes nothing to spread love and happiness to people, especially if you're wise enough to be, and fortunate enough to know the truth. To be able to, like, what's out there or whatever. Like, it's people hurting. It's people in literal mental prisons or whatever. But if you're fortunate enough to not be in one of these mental prisons, you can help raise the collective consciousness and help people out. You don't have to tell them, hey, believe what I believe. Just make them smile. Literally, the way that you liberate somebody who's in a mental prison is inspire them. That's the only way you can do it. You want to get rid of poverty? Inspire an impoverished person. You can't give them money because they still think poverty-wise or whatever. Inspire them, and they will want to do better. That's the number one. You can feed somebody if they poor and hungry, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can give them a place to live, but if they still have the same mindset that got them there or whatever, it's nothing they can do until they save themselves. You have to want to do it yourself. But yeah. No expectations of anything. Just live life and and just know that, learn the lessons as they come. I'm sure everybody in this chat, you can look back to an experience you had and was like, dang, I went through this. I learned a specific thing. You can think of the specific thing that you learned, and then almost immediately, because you learned it, you was in a better situation. It was like, oh yeah, this is why I learned that. Or this is why I went through that, because XYZ, it led me down this road. It never stops. Think about that with every single situation in your life. It's evolve. Literally, the game is constantly evolve. Get rid of your attachments and diversions and things that are holding you back and liberate yourself. The more you do this, literally, the more you evolve. Life is like a video game. Like, literally, I'm almost convinced it's literally a video game. Because the more you level up, the more you unlock. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But you have to want it. You have to be committed to seeing the universal truth of things. And you have to be willing to work on yourself. Because that's what ascension is. Getting rid of all the stuff holding you down and constantly evolving. Once you do that, whatever, you raise your vibration. Like people always say like, oh, if you eat this, you raise your body. No, it don't work like that. It don't. Like, true, you may get healthier and in that sense raise your vibration or whatever. But raising your vibration and reaching higher states of being, literally getting rid of your attachments and diversions, purifying your chi, purifying your energy, and being loving. Love is God is love. It's one of the strongest vibrations you can put out or whatever. And on the vibratory scale of things, the higher vibratory stuff wins every time. You can't take something low vibration and it's not going to take over the high vibration ever. Or whatever. So this is how you purify yourself. This is how you walk the path of ascension, by letting go of your attachments and stuff. But yeah, explain why family members and neighbors love attaching their energy to yours. Because you're the one that's meant to break the generational curse. That's usually how it is. It's usually somebody that's in the family, the black sheep or whatever, who's the chosen one, who thinks outside the box or whatever. But it's up to them to step away from certain things, to love themselves or whatever. Because the wisest people I know, the wisest people I've ever met in my life, been through so much trauma. They done tried to commit suicide. They done been like in cults. They done been like through all this like super crazy traumatic stuff, through family, through everything else or whatever. But like everybody wants to like lag on to them or whatever and try to like keep them down. Or that's part of the thing. You got to learn to have healthy attachments. And then when they don't serve you, get rid of those attachments or whatever. And yeah, and just constantly be willing to evolve. So today I closed the gas cap of the truck in front of me. Huh. That's cool. I don't even know. Look them up on YouTube. I'll look them up. I love using my intuition every day, all day. I hear so much. Same, me too. I've been living through spirit. Check this out. So when I met my soulmate, right? And she'd been living through spirit just naturally, like all the higher hermetic practices and stuff. Like she just does naturally. She's like a disciple of Jesus, like for real. But like all like the higher knowledge and wisdom and stuff, and like high magic practices and stuff, she just does naturally, 100%. But she when I first met her, she's like, yeah, I just follow my intuition and everything, or whatever. Ever since that day, I've been like living, being guided through spirit. 2 days after I met her, going through this, I woke up in the morning, start charging my crystals and stuff, and like 30 crystals, laid them around my house or whatever. And I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm literally charging so many crystals, like setting stuff up or whatever. And I had a couple that was supposed to come, because I teach Qigong, I teach energy work or whatever. They're supposed to come over. We're going to talk about spiritual stuff, right? And I'm like, cool. I called one of my other friends and asked him if he wants to come. He's like, no, we have a game night or whatever. I can't make it. So the original couple canceled on me, right? And then my buddy Abe, he's like, oh, look, game night got canceled, whatever. Me and my homeboy Nick, we're going to stop by. I've never met Nick a day in my life. So I woke up that morning, started charging crystals. I went out to the woods, got a bunch of energy and stuff from the trees, got purified, did all this stuff. At the end of the night, Abe and Nick came over. They weren't supposed to come. Like, had no clue they were coming over whatsoever. Come to find out, Nick had like a heroin addiction that he'd been hiding from everybody. Like, literally, he had been hiding this from everybody. I never even met this kid, like, ever in life. So when I'm there, me, Abe knows who I am. So I'm like, wow, you're at my house. Like, there's something behind this or whatever. What's the reason you're here or whatever? It came up that he had a really bad heroin addiction or whatever. And we started meditating. The craziest stuff started happening. Like, literally, I started pulling succubi, incubi out of him or whatever. It was a literal, like exorcism, so to say, right? And you can literally see the addiction coming up. Like, when it comes to addictions, when I say that your traumas and emotions, they literally become a part of your being. They literally do. And these are living energies. They have consciousness. Everything in creation is composed of consciousness. Everything. Every type of energy, whether you're aware of it or not. So when you feed your addictions, they become stronger. And if you continue to feed them, they gain like a survival mechanism. And that's when you get urges to feed your addictions more and more and more. Or whatever. They're literally telling you, hey, I need to be fed. I want to survive. Feed me. Or whatever. So when his heroin addiction came up, it was literally a black cloud around him. And it was so dark. It was so dark. And like I'm pulling stuff out of him, helping him heal or whatever. This is going on for like 3 hours. I never met this dude a day in my life. From the day I woke up that morning to the time I went to sleep, my entire day was dedicated to Nick and helping him release his addiction, his heroin addiction, or whatever. So yeah, when it comes to like not knowing what's best and knowing this is the greatest stuff out there, or whatever, and being guided through spirit, like it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And for me, I've witnessed miracles like daily. Like it's absolutely amazing. Life is so beautiful, but you have to be able to see it as that. Because if you walk around thinking that life is just horrible, that's all you're going to see. That's all you know. That's your mindset. That's what you're drawing to you, 100%. That's why do you think people? This cracked me up. I met this dude or whatever, and he was super like paranoid about the police. I'm like, why? Even if you're doing something wrong, why are you walking around just being super paranoid? That's gonna get you, because that's gonna get you caught up no matter what you're doing. If every time you see a police, you're like, oh, it's a police officer. Like they're just going to pick up on that just naturally or whatever, just because of the energy of the whole thing or whatever. Like if you pay attention to that will be your reality. You pay attention to racism and all this other stuff. This is what you draw into your reality, because this is what you resonate with. It's life's algorithm. Literally, whatever you pay attention to, whatever frequency it is that you pay attention to the most, this is what you bring into your experience. The way I always teach people is think about the last car that you bought, right? Think about the last car that you bought. And before you bought that car, you might have noticed a couple of them here and there or whatever. That's how you chose. I like this car, I'll get it. After you bought the car, you noticed every single one you rode by. Every single one. Till this day. Now, you still notice every single one. You draw this to your experience. That you have a frequency of a Ford Escape. It said you got a tuning fork, and you will see every single last one. Just subconsciously, you're just drawn to it. This is how life works. Whatever you pay attention to, this is what you draw into your reality. So through Qigong or whatever, and focusing your energy, learning to purify yourself, get rid of your precepts and all the things that are holding you down or whatever. Once you start purifying yourself, you become a stronger tuning fork for the things that you want. So you raise your vibration, and you can put your mind on any frequency you would like to experience, and you can have that experience. You can draw these things to you consciously, like way more powerful than just like focusing on it. Like it's some really powerful stuff. And when it comes to like I say, energy work, this is how you work on your psychic abilities. You want to work on your spirit senses. You want to be clairvoyant, clairaudient, whatever. I don't suggest this for everybody. It's not meant for everybody to be clairvoyant, because you might not be ready for what you're going to see, especially if you don't have control over your mind and your emotions. This is why I don't suggest people do like shrooms and ayahuasca and stuff like that, because you're just put in these realms and you have no idea what's going on. You're not a master of your experience or whatever. But learn Qigong or whatever, and learn to master your energy, master your mind, master your emotions or whatever. You go to any realm you want to. Literally focus on any frequency you want to in all of creation, and you're there. You raise your vibration, you can make it to nirvana. This is how you escape the reincarnation process, or the reincarnation cycle. You raise your vibration, the path of ascension, and this is how you do it. Get rid of your attachments and everything else. So yeah. Just how does that work? I don't even know what that question is in reference to. But if anybody has more questions, by all means, resonating so much, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. This is what I teach. Like, for me, I would much rather just talk to people like this, like one-on-one. I might just start recording these, and like this is what my channel will be, is posting like stuff from my lives, because this is how I teach. Like, as far as like making videos and stuff like that, I don't really want to be a content creator. But I love sharing my wisdom and knowledge and teaching people, whatever. Like, this is my path, is teaching people. And so yeah. Yes, I'm afraid. I'm an empath and feel spirits as well, but I don't know how to stop fearing. So when it comes to that, your mindset, your ethics, your little blueprint of how you want to live dictates all that. So if you're non-dualistic, if you're non-dual, or whatever, when I say non-dual, I mean, so there's a vibratory scale, right? What's high vibrational, low vibrational. When it comes to religious beliefs and doctrine, the lower vibration stuff is things that tell you oh, you're going to go to hell if you do this, this, and that, or whatever, or I'm good fighting evil. That's dualistic. I'm good fighting evil. We gotta, gangbang spiritually with the other side and all that craziness, right? That's low vibrational. Because it doesn't liberate you. They give you spiritual knowledge, but they don't truly liberate you or whatever. So you're getting that food for your spirit that your spirit craves or whatever. But when it comes to truly liberating you, it's not there. So to fully liberate yourself from things like that and things to fear or whatever, non-dualistic. There's no difference between good and evil. There's not. That's a mindset. That's a construct or whatever. The lower vibrational processes and beings serve the same purpose as the high vibrational beings or whatever. They're teachers. They're literal teachers. You got to overcome the bad so you can withstand the good. Like, they're literal teachers or whatever. The whole thought, like, oh, you got to be good fighting evil, whatever, they all serve their purpose. Now, if with anybody, everybody fighting a war think they're on the right side. It's just like that. Everybody that's fighting a war think that they're on the right side. So when it comes to like stuff like that, if you're non-dualistic and you realize things are what they are or whatever, because everything is an aspect of God. Everything. The all is all. God is literally in everything. There's a part of you, your spirit, there's a part of you that is a literal vibrational match to God. God is in everything. Everything serves a purpose. And for us, we're here to ennoble our soul, to evolve, and make it back up there. Shape reincarnation process, and it's a lot more life out there than this. This is just the physical, whatever. But yeah, when it comes to being non-dualistic, and you're not game banging spiritually or whatever, you won't even come by demons and stuff like that because they're not even in your consciousness. You're not out to get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if you're good fighting evil, you're the enemy. So sure, they're like, oh, we got to get him before they get me or whatever. And it gets deeper than that. It gets like way deeper than that. But if you're non-dualistic and your spiritual practice is for the benefit of like all sentient beings or whatever, and you have a universal love for all beings, or that stuff won't even happen. You won't even, if you do encounter like a lower vibrational being or whatever, it's not going to be like, oh no, I gotta run and something scary gonna happen. You'll know how to deal with it or whatever, because the part of the game is raising your vibration. Once you get to a certain point, everything up under you ceases to even affect you, and that's the way it works. It's kind of like, also when you raise your vibration, it's like, when I say life is like a video game and you unlock new levels, right, just by evolving. The higher you go, the more stuff you unlock. Like literally, the greater dimensions of life you unlock. But you have to climb the ascension path. You have to get rid of your, keep your shadow in check or whatever. Balance the black and white mirror of the soul, basically, and you grow from that. But yeah, your days do become more peaceful. You understand the way things work, and for anybody, even if you don't want to do the whole energy work path or whatever, or even the path of ascension. When you deal with other people, everybody just a bunch of grown kids walking around. There are very few literal mature adults out there. So when you deal with people, you have to look at them for their child self. If somebody's just pissed off and angry and cussing out somebody or whatever, it's some unhealed stuff that they're going through. For real, they whining and pouting just like they did 30 years ago or whatever. And if it bothers you, ask yourself why. What is it about you that's unhealed that lets anybody else's actions affect you? Because other people are mirrors or whatever. That's why I love the people. You gotta love the people or whatever. I'm fortunate enough to know as much as I know. So I'm just out here trying to help people see what it is and help raise the collective consciousness and help heal people or whatever. But with everybody you deal with, you got to think of it like that, because nobody out there is just walking around like, you know what, I'm just going to be an asshole today. Like, this is me. No, they're hurt. People are hurting out here or whatever. And there's a bunch of unhealed children walking around or whatever. And that's why when it comes to self-love or whatever, healing yourself, healing your inner child is like one of the major things. For me, the biggest thing that I had to heal, that was like the biggest revelation for me, going through my elemental training, water element, emotions, love, and stuff like that, was seeing how survival mechanisms from when I was a child were holding me back as an adult, or whatever, which is most people. But realizing what it is was very, very powerful. When I was younger, neither one of my parents raised me. I lived at my grandmother's house. It was like 14 people living in the house, right? And in order for me to survive and to become the person I am now, I had to put walls up. Can't nobody get to me. Good, bad, you love me, hate me, whatever, you appreciate me, don't matter. I got me. Wall, nobody, in or out. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I got to, whatever. And through that, I survived as a child, whatever. And it was wonderful. I guess I learned the lessons or whatever. But as an adult, I still had these walls up and didn't know. This is how I've been living my life. This is literally a survival mechanism that I came up with in order to survive. But as an adult, I still had it. And it affected all of my relationships. My romantic relationships, my business relationships, my relationship with my kids. Like, literally, it affected everything, but I wasn't aware of it whatsoever. Like, oh, I had these walls up. So, like, learning stuff like that about yourself is one of the most powerful things. This is how you walk the path of ascension. Like, literally identifying your shadows and dealing with them, or whatever, and as well as your positive things. And it's not to say you need to just say screw your shadows and stuff like that, the not so, likable stuff about yourself or whatever, but it's to know them. It's to know them. Don't repress it or whatever, but to know, oh, I got this quality or whatever, I need to keep that in check. I need to raise this vibration. Alchemy. Take it from where it's at to a higher vibration or whatever. And you can do this with every single aspect of your life or whatever. The name of the game is liberation. Liberate yourself. In every aspect, what are you doing? Is it going to liberate you, or is it going to keep you in a box? Is it going to keep you in a box? Whatever. Liberate yourself. Always choose liberation. If you do, you will continue to evolve, and you will see more dimensions of life in many different ways, like naturally. And it's amazing because, like I said, everything else out there in the world, they're not going to tell you this on TV. They're not going to tell you this in school. They want you to be in a state of misery, a lower vibratory state, so they can control you. It's all about control. Who has the hold of your consciousness the longest? It's how they suck energy from it. It's how they make money off of you. Because if you're in control, you can do whatever you want to. You know how the game works. You know how to draw stuff to you. But if they keep you in a lower state, you're easily controlled. We can make you sick. We can give you magic pills and potions that you can drink to take your pain away. We can do all this other stuff, whatever, because they're going to keep you in this box and not liberate you. I am here to liberate you. And if you don't follow me already, follow me. This is the name of the game. Liberation. Liberate your mind, liberate your spirit. Posted a video earlier. So to liberate yourself, for people on Spiritual Talk, for people that want to truly liberate themselves and want to know like the higher truths, it doesn't take any doctrine to do it. Literally liberate yourself. Look at every aspect of your life. Is it going to liberate me? Is it holding me down? The people I hang with, the people I talk to, the things I pay attention to, is this going to help me, or is this going to bring me down? Because if it's bringing you down, you're going to be stuck there. And even when it comes to relationships, my biggest thing, especially with relationships, if you cannot be your authentic self with the people you hang around the most, why are you even with them? Ask yourself, why are you even with them? If you don't feel safe with the people that you hang around, if you're not safe enough to feel vulnerable, to be open, to be your true, authentic self, stop being around them. That's keeping you small. 100%. You're putting yourself in a smaller state to make somebody else feel better about their self or whatever. The people you're around, do they help you evolve? Are you helping them evolve? Like, this is what it's about. Life is evolution. Life brings more life. Creation is abundant. That's what life is. Whatever. So the people around you, do they breathe more life into you, or do they bring you down? Are they slowly killing you? Do you feel stressed when you're around them? It shouldn't be, if that's how you feel. But yeah. Going through some of these. Love that. Walking grown children, compassion. Are people using mirrors to portal into you? No. If somebody wanted to do that If they're strong enough, they can do that. There's not much you can do unless you're at a higher state than them. A lot of people do magical things, but don't really know the truth of how things work or whatever. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there. Like, pretty much anything you can imagine is real. Everything you imagine is real. Existence is existence. There's no such thing as non-existence whatsoever. Existence is existence. If you think it, this is how you manifest. Whatever you think on the mental plane is real. It's on the mental plane, but it's real. Law of manifestation, things go from mental to astral, you feel it, to the physical. This is the law of manifestation in every respect. No matter what, the universe is mental. God, let there be light. Thought it, brought him to the astral, physical. This is how creation works. This is how you manifest stuff. Even when you, like all the videos on here, plenty of people, these are my manifestation tips or whatever. You think it, you do whatever ritual or whatever to bring it to an emotional astral feeling or whatever, and that's your intention. It comes into the physical. That's the law of manifestation. Or whatever. So that, like I said, that's why you need to control your mind. Everything is psychological. Everything is psychological. Be the master of your domain, the master of your temple, the master of your destiny. Because if you're not, who is? And it's very easy to get caught up and be one of those who is people because everything's out for your attention. They're out for your energy. So yeah, do I have any book suggestions? As far as what? It's a book called The Science of Getting Rich. This book's like 70, 80 years old, or it might even be older than that, or whatever. Read that. It has a lot of truth in it. Not really any doctrination. They talk about like religious stuff or whatever too, but just listening to it, you'll kind of understand how becoming a tuning fork for the things that you want works. When it comes to that too, like becoming a tuning fork with your chi, right? Any frequency that you pay attention to the most is what you draw to you. Whatever. So there's certain energy exercises you can do when you focus on certain frequencies and you become a tuning fork for it. It literally becomes a part of your spirit. You can see this in people who are like just naturally happy or like they're just really good at making money or whatever. This is what they pay attention to all the time, whatever. They become a literal tuning fork for what they draw to them or whatever. You can see it on the opposite end. People who are like always walking around pissed off or whatever, mad at the world, this is the frequency that they stay on. Just in normal consciousness, them just walking, you can see it. Subconsciously, you can walk by them and just be like, oh, yeah, that's a negative person. You can feel all that negative tuning fork energy that they have or whatever. So what I suggest for everybody, this will change your life. For everybody, meditate. And when I say meditate, meditation isn't always just sitting in one spot, eyes closed and relaxing and whatever. Meditation is a high degree of concentration in any respect, whether you're walking, jumping, running, doing whatever, right? So focus on the frequency of universal love. Universal love. No matter what you're going through or whatever, from the time you wake up, focus on the frequency of universal love. Universal love is the love of all things, right? And when I say universal love, you don't have to be extra nice and caring to somebody who's a dick to you or whatever, but love and appreciate them for who they are, right? You can stay away from them. You ain't got to deal with their BS or whatever, but universal love. I wish the best for everybody. I love everybody and everything. Everything in creation. It all serves a purpose. This is all part of God. The all is all. Focus on that frequency of what you think it is. Have an openness of like there may be more or whatever, but universal love, and watch how your life changes. Watch how many people start talking to you or whatever that you would never have talked to a day ever in life or whatever. But focus on this frequency for like 4 days straight. From the time you wake up, universal love. Go to sleep, focus on universal love for 4 days straight. After the 4 days, it becomes a part of your spirit. It will be a tuning fork for you, and even people around you will start treating you different because subconsciously they will pick it up. They will know that you are a loving person. It will literally become a part of you. But this is how it is with everything. Whatever you pay attention to. You pay attention to, I don't even listen to none of this new rap stuff. You pay attention to Future, talk about trapping and selling drugs, this and that. That's the frequency in which you're going to be on. That's a tuning fork for it. You can look at people right now. You can literally walk down any street and you can see the spirits and frequencies in which they pay attention to the most just by looking at them. Subconsciously, you can pick up on it. Or whatever. So pay very close attention to the things that you feed yourself, not only in your body, but also your mind. It's very powerful. But yeah, so I got a few people in here. Y'all want to learn how to feel your chi or whatever? I'll give you guys a little beginning course on how to feel your chi. So rule number 1, when it comes to energy, you never want to like store energy and leave it in your body at all, ever. That's not what you're supposed to do. The goal of Qigong and Tai Chi is to become a better conductor of energy, not to store mass amounts of it or whatever, because when you put energy into your body, your body, it's going to want to express itself. And if you're not working out or training or doing stuff to let this energy go, it's going to express itself one way or another. And depending on where you take that energy in, it can manifest as a sickness. It can manifest as like something that you've been holding in or whatever might come out. You might be angry, like whatever else. So be very careful, and whatever energy you bring in, make sure you release it in whatever way. But so I'll show you quick way to start. I posted a video about this too. I'm probably going to redo the video. But the way the Taoists do it, to open up their pores, because energy is all around us. Chi, vital energy is all around us. Every level of energy and every single point of existence is right there. So the way the Taoists do it is to open up their pores. You breathe all the air out from your stomach till it's completely gone. When you get to the end of that breath and you have nothing left in your stomach, suck your stomach in, and then you want to flex your diaphragm like up and down while you're holding your breath. And what this does, it creates suction, and it literally clears your pores up. It starts taking energy, vital energy, from the outside, and it goes into your body. So try this 3 times. Literally blow all the energy out all the air out from your stomach. The end of that breath, suck your stomach in, and then flex your diaphragm up and down while you're holding your breath. So do that 2 more times. And the first time, you might feel a little tingling all over your body. You might feel a little magnetic type of feeling or whatever. Like you'll feel it, but do it 3 times. And then whoever's doing it, let me know. First person to tell me that they're done doing it, let me know. And then I'll go on from there. But after that, we're going to go to, it's the building the ball exercise. So this is the way it works. Actually, before we do that, try this. Focus on just your hand, right? When you breathe in, breathe through your nose, nice deep breath, expand your stomach or whatever when you do it. Pay attention to your diaphragm, just like that. But focus all your attention on your hand when you do it. Focus all your attention in your hand when you breathe in and out. Can you feel the energy going through your hand? For the people that did it, can you feel the energy going through your hand? And now, focus on every other body part that you have. You can start from your toes, work yourself all the way up to your head. This is how you breathe vital energy in and out of your body. So yeah, see? So what I'm going to teach you now is the building the ball exercise, right? So what I want you to do is your focus, put all your will, your intent, put your mind into the space in between your hands. Not your hands, but the space in between your hands. Put all your focus and intent right there. So what you're looking for is the magnetic feeling, right? It'll feel like 2 magnets repelling each other, right? So focus on the space in between your hands. Breathe in, just like I told you before. Breathe through your nose, in and out. Focus on your diaphragm. But put your attention, your willpower into the space in between your hands. Do it for like 3 breaths or whatever. And then do another breath or 2 or whatever. But when you do it, start condensing that energy in between your hands. And what should begin to happen is you should feel the energy, it will feel like two magnets repelling each other. How many of you guys can feel that? You can play around with it. You can stimulate it. Focus on the edges. Focus, is the energy fast? Is it slow? Pay attention to all the different qualities of it. You can even take the energy. You can take it up your arm. Run it down your arm. Stimulate it some more. Run it up your other arm. Run it back down. Stimulate it some more. Play with it. Yeah, this is the beginning steps of learning to play with your chi, to master your energy. Now, to purify your chi, you purify your chi from the way you think, act, and feel. From your ethics, your precepts, the way you treat people. Like literally, this is all your energy. You're attuning for all of it. So the highest path, the highest frequency that you can be, or whatever, is that of a God, is that of a saint. Like literally, love people, show love, spread love, or whatever. Love the people, or whatever. Get rid of all your constructs and false beliefs, everything that's holding you down, and you literally purify your chi. That's how you become stronger. Like if you want to master yourself, or whatever, this is the way to do it. And it's a very powerful thing. Or whatever. Once you start doing like higher practices or whatever, you start to generate more light in your soul, in your spirit, or whatever. And in this way, you can master yourself. You learn to master your energy. You learn how to literally dissolve all of your emotional trauma, blockages, and all the stuff that you're holding on to. And you can now chemically just remove it from your body, or whatever. It becomes really easy. You become the master of your destiny in many different ways. It's like I said, like even when it comes to that, like all the other processes in which we heal from trauma is all alchemy. That's what alchemy is, taking lower energies and raising them to higher energies. That's all alchemy is, and releasing stuff. So when people go to the therapist, same way you do it energetically, is you can dissolve the emotional attachment to whatever it is that you're holding on to. Lift that energy up and out of the body and let the universe recycle it. When you go to a therapist, it's the same thing. They don't heal you, you heal yourself. Alchemically, they get you to bring up that emotion. It comes to the surface energetically, or whatever. You talk about it, you release that energy, and you say goodbye to it. It's literally the same thing. It's just when you do energy work, you can do it energetically. All this stuff is a part of you. Like all this stuff is literally a part of your being. So yeah, very, very powerful stuff. So, if anybody's interested in anything, in any of this stuff or whatever, there's a link in my bio. You can contact me or whatever. I do tarot readings, Akashic record readings. I teach Qigong. I teach Hermetics. I teach all this, like higher spiritual practices. And if anybody's interested, by all means, send me a message. I think the message link is on there still. If not, leave a comment on one of my videos and I'll get with you. Whatever. Even when it comes to energy work, pretty much anything is possible. Literally anything, but anything you can imagine is real. Anything. Now, if you can manifest it from the mental plane to the physical, depends on how strong your mind is, how strong your spirit is, or whatever. But literally everything that you can think of is real. So yeah, I just want to raise you guys' vibration just a little bit. If you guys have any more questions or anything, by all means, go ahead and ask. Says, how do you do telepathy? The universe is mental. 100%. The universe is 100% mental. Everything is based on your mind's relationship to it. Everything. And the deciding factor in the things that you perceive in your reality is your emotional attachment to it. That's why getting rid of your attachments and seeing the universal truth of things instead of your emotional attachment to it, that's the goal. That's literally the goal. Because when we're little, you go to school and they start putting labels on everything. This is a tree. This is that. And bam, they put all these labels on it and tell you this is a fact. This is it. Or whatever. You got to write it 30 times or whatever. It's psychological. It's for a reason. It's completely psychological or whatever. But once you label it, that's all you'll see it as until you get rid of that emotional relationship to it. You won't be able to see the truth of things until you get rid of that emotional attachment because it's going to filter it. That's what filters your reality, and that's why living in the now is very, very important. Because if you can stay present in this present moment, you're not just self-referencing your past emotions or in the future, whatever. You're literally seeing things right now in the present as they are. But most people are in their heads. That dialogue that you have, the inner voice or whatever, it keeps you not being present. The most powerful thing you can do is quiet your mind and learn to master it. Because everything out there is to keep you from doing that. TV, radio, all this other stuff or whatever. It's literal programming. It's all frequencies. It's called television programming for a reason. Tell your vision, program it. We're going to channel this information to you. It's word magic. It's literal. It's literal. They don't hide the truth. They don't hide it. They just make it seem like it's normal. They don't hide the truth. They just make they leave it all there for you or whatever. And you can choose to be a part of it. But once you see it for what it is, it no longer affects you. It ceases to have its hold on you. So, yeah. And yes, I do teach healing. I do. Is COVID the way the government attract the chosen ones? So, with that, for me, it's all a game. I'm pretty sure it's all a game, right? Because the people that run the country, run anything, they know all this stuff. Like, this isn't a secret. Like, we're all, in America, livestock. The reason they give you a social security number and a birth certificate. You got a UPC and a certificate of origin. And that's what your life is. You're livestock. You are now, you are collateral for whatever the United States owes. Or whatever. But the people that run it, they know the truth. They know it's all psychological. That's why the system is what it is. But it's up to you to get out of it. Or whatever. So when it comes to like if they're keeping track on people or not, no, the veil is getting thinner and thinner between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And in order to keep people away from that, you got to do extreme stuff. Look at TV. Look at the news. This shit is crazy. Like, we live in a reality TV show. We live like America. The news in America is crazy. I don't watch the news, but when I do, it's almost comical. Like, I almost want to laugh because it's so like outrageous, and people just accept this as like, this is the reality I want to live in. All the stuff that they're telling me and feeding me and this and that or whatever. Most of it don't matter. Most of that stuff does not affect you personally on a day-to-day basis or whatever. Like they make it seem like it's going to. Little Johnny got shot on the other side of town. Listen, it's genocide going on all over the world. Y'all don't talk about that all the time or whatever, but they play on your emotions to keep you at a lower state. It's all psychological. But yeah, so I want to see more medicineless energy hospitals center. See, and that's one of the things that I want to do too, because I was thinking about developing my own healing techniques or whatever. Because there's plenty of ways to do stuff. There's tons of like even Reiki. Reiki is just a system, right? It's not the ultimate truth. This isn't like, oh, this is just how energy works or anything like that. It's just a system. Or whatever. It's literally just a system. There are many different ways to heal from many different things. And different people heal in different ways. Or whatever. And some people are more susceptible to energy healing. And even when it comes to like Tai Chi and Qigong, right? People who are just open, especially like empath or whatever, it's really easy to affect them just naturally because they're open to like energy and stuff like that. So you touch them or whatever, you can sense something wrong in their body or whatever and just, let go of it just like that. People who are like naturally just more stubborn, you got to do more work or whatever. It's harder to get into their energy system and to feed them whatever information. But it's plenty of ways to do it. But yeah. It's a lot of energy coming off this live. Yeah, I know. I was just doing some energy work right before I started. So, and I'm in my bubble, like always. So yeah. And so I like pranic energy healing. Yeah, and it's amazing. It's beautiful too. Like my energy journey, my spiritual journey has been absolutely amazing. And that's the thing. When you get into energy work, it's a spiritual practice. It's literally a spiritual practice. You are energy. Everything is energy. So once you start working with different energies or whatever, you start generating more light in your spirit. Your spirit becomes stronger, 100% or whatever. So that's another good reason why, like the ascension path and like working on yourself, purifying your chi is very, very powerful or whatever. Because one, like I said, you become the master of your destiny. You understand how things work. You understand how people work. You understand how psychology works, because it's all psychological, or whatever. You have to be on certain frequencies to be able to influence people, right? If you're a healer, you have to have healing energy. You have to be balanced. You have to have this frequency. You have to be this frequency to give it to somebody. On that note, in the same way that you have to love yourself fully and unconditionally before you can ever give that love to somebody else. You can be in a relationship. You can say you love somebody, whatever. If you don't, I got a call. If you don't truly 100% love yourself, you don't have that love to give to somebody. You don't. You can think of the idea like, oh, I love this person, this and that, or whatever, but you don't have true unconditional love for yourself to give to anybody. And that's where people look for things in other people like, oh, I need, I miss them because they make me feel whole or whatever. You're the only person that can make you feel whole. So if you're not whole, you don't have that wholeness to give somebody. Same thing with energy work. You can see this too, like when people do like drunken kung fu or whatever, and they walk around drunk or whatever, these are real alcoholics that can fight. They have to literally live that frequency to be able to do that very well, or whatever. People that do like the different martial arts, like monkey claw and stuff like that, they really hang out with monkeys and imitate them and stuff like that. You have to be that frequency to give it to somebody else. So when it comes to healing, you have to be a healing person. Free LSD for every human. So, not so much. The people that push like psychedelics on people, like mushrooms and LSD, these are the people that get benefit from it. Only 10% of people that take it, the ones that truly get benefit. Other people get damaged in all types of different ways, or whatever. But the people that push it the most, or whatever, are the people that do see the benefit from it. So they push it on everybody else. And it may or may not help to a certain degree, or whatever. But yeah. LSD, shrooms, those are gateway drugs to spirituality. So the drunken master, yes, drunken masters are a real thing. You think people can heal themselves from any illness? Yes, literally anything can be healed. Anything, or whatever. It's very powerful. And the thing that I teach when it comes to Qigong, you want to learn how to master your energy, master your mind. So for me, I teach you up to the point where you can teach yourself. That's it. You learn the principles, you learn techniques, you learn processes and this and that. But your journey is unique to you. The way in which you use your energy and everything is unique to you. Everybody has their own inner genius or whatever. It's getting you to that point where you can tap into it when you become your own master. That's how you reach God consciousness, universal consciousness, Christ consciousness, or whatever. This is how it is. You literally learn to master your mind, master your energy, purify your chi, whatever, ascend, get rid of your attachments and stuff that's holding you down, holding your spirit down, and you become whole. And you get to the point where your spirit is so strong, whatever, like you can tap into your higher self. You become your higher self. And you learn through this universal consciousness or whatever, because that's what raising your vibration is. So, yeah. Stigmata, first LSD, say again. Yeah. You're getting recovery back to front. Have you ever dealt with addictions? I have achieved high states of mastery years ago, but these days I feel like I'm held down. So sometimes these attachments won't allow you to heal. So there's plenty of ways to heal from attachments, right? First is self-love. That's number one. Like the people I know who have reached the highest levels of spiritual attainment, they've all been through like the craziest amount of trauma I've ever even heard of or seen. Like without a doubt. Or whatever. But anything can be healed. It may not be easy. It may be something you don't want to heal or whatever. But when it comes to healing yourself, even from attachments, there's different ways you can go about it. Because when it comes to self-love and the things that you want, and to become a stronger person mentally, if you work on your willpower, if you express your willpower and break a barrier with it in any way possible, you become more willful at everything across the board. You're not just more willful at Mortal Kombat because you played it. No, your will, in all cases, becomes stronger. So if you feel like you're not strong enough to get rid of this attachment now, break another barrier. Keep doing it. Whatever it is that's holding you back, whether it's fear, whatever, keep breaking barriers. Express your willpower or whatever. If you're a fire person, that's what it is. Express your willpower or whatever. If you're a water person or whatever, more loving, it's the opposite or whatever. If you're more of a water person or whatever, you have to show love. You got to baby it. Like whatever that attachment is, you have to go through and heal your inner child. One practice when it comes to energy work, right? Magnetic phase of energy or whatever. Water. So a water element is like the body mechanics. It's like you're holding a baby, right? When you're holding a baby, you want to hold the baby tight. You want to keep it nice and secure or whatever. You don't want to squeeze too hard or whatever. You want to love that baby. This is literal frequency of this nurturing love or whatever. That's a water element. So you generate this feeling. You open up your joints or whatever by pulling your joints open, like you're holding a baby. You breathe in and out energetically or whatever. And you focus on the frequency of loving yourself. And literally, while you're doing this, think about like go from the time of self-awareness until now, and heal yourself. Literally, go like focus on that frequency. Literally, love yourself. Breathe that energy in. Go from the time of self-awareness up to now, and everything that you can come up with that you bring to the surface or whatever, tell little, whatever your name is, tell little you or whatever, like, it's okay. You don't have to be scared anymore. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can, I'm here. I got you or whatever. Self-love. Like literally, you're bringing in the energy of self-love. You can literally heal yourself of all these different things like by doing this. But through learning the elements, learning energy, learning how energy sticks to you, learning how to change the elemental qualities of it and to dissolve these attachments and unhealed traumas and emotions that we hold on to, whatever. This is one of the ways. It's one of the ways you can do it alchemically, whatever. But it's very powerful stuff. But when it comes to the attachments won't allow you to heal, they will. They will. There's many different ways to do it or whatever, but that's part of the game. It's the hard stuff that has the greatest outcome. Getting rid of the hard stuff is the hardest things. Guarantee you get rid of that, your life will take on a whole new stage of evolution. You will live a life that you never thought was even possible. I can guarantee you that. And I see this a lot too, because my spiritual path, like certain practices that I do, I'm aligned with like constant evolution. So if I'm doing the things I'm supposed to and learning the lessons and growing or whatever, it's a nonstop stream of epiphanies. Not like, oh yeah, no, aha moments, life-changing, miraculous spiritual experiences and literal epiphanies every day. Literally every single day. But you can't get this if you're constantly, if you're letting all these attachments hold you down, because they're literally keeping you in a box and keeping you small. So, yeah. Have I ever experienced energetic backlash when you get super pumped about things? No, not really. I'm pretty equanimous. So the name of the game is to be equanimous, right? Once you learn how to feel energy and identify with energy, then you go on to mastering the elements, the different elemental qualities of energy or whatever, just different states of energy, basically. And within this, you learn to be equanimous amongst the different elements. So if you've heard that we're made up of the elements, fire, air, earth, water, and akasha, it's true. And these are the things that influence us in many different ways. If you have an imbalance of fire, per se, then people who have an imbalance of fire, they'll be like irritable, they're, just angry all the time or whatever, or controlling. These are aspects of fire in the negative. So people who are pretty balanced when it comes to fire or whatever, these are people who are really willful. They're leaders. They're like really like active or whatever. People that like go to the gym or whatever. That's the positive traits of fire. Now the idea is to be equanimous or whatever. You don't want to go negative. You don't want to be like too far in the positive just on the regular. Now if you want to go in positive and use it in a positive way, yeah. But in everyday interaction, you want to be equanimous all the time, so nothing can move you. Because if you understand yourself, if anybody can move you in any way, emotionally or whatever, outside of you letting them in, then you have to ask yourself, why can they do that? If anybody does anything to you, they get on your nerves, they piss you off, like whatever, you question what they're doing, what is it about you that allows them to do that? Because if you're equanimous and you understand yourself, nobody should be able to touch you. Negative for water. So negative for water is love, right? So when it comes to water, that comes with being social, love, sex, and stuff like that. So if you have an imbalance of water, people who have an imbalance of water, they go searching for love, right? In all the wrong places. Instead of loving themselves, they go searching for love or whatever. A lot of people who have like a sexual imbalance or whatever, they become hunters or whatever. Instead of like loving themselves, they're like, oh, I gotta, every chick I see, because they got all this extra energy or whatever, is ready to give all this water away or whatever. That like just emotional imbalances or whatever. Like water is the emotional element or whatever. And yeah, you see it mostly when people are just going through like emotional things. They can't control their emotions and they're looking to fill that void outside of themselves. So yeah, when it comes to earth is stability, your ability to make money, and earth people, most earth people are pretty like the solid, like grounded people or whatever, like literally just like it sounds. Like everything really is just what it is. Most air people are like intellectuals or whatever. The air element regulates intellect in every sense. Even energetically, you go into air or whatever, you fill your body with the element of air or whatever, everything's lifted up and, you know, you get this buoyancy and you're more open. Your mental space is greater than your body and you're more available and open to greater ideas because your mental space is literally bigger than everybody else's, and you're in a state of air. So yeah. So if anybody's interested in any of these things and wants to know more, this is what I teach or whatever. I'm probably going to do like some workshops and stuff too. I'm taking a trip to all the different sacred places in the U.S. or whatever. It's tons of places here. It's places here that's, you know, that we know of, 30, 40, 50,000 years old, ruins and all types of sacred places or whatever. They don't get any type of coverage, but I want to go to all of them. We have meetups or whatever there. I'm going to cover them. I might start a YouTube channel or whatever and do it. I'm going to share them on here for sure or whatever. But yeah, so if anybody wants to get in on that, by all means, send me a message. Add me on Instagram or whatever. They make it hard to communicate on here. I think I still have my DM thing open in the link in my bio. So hit the link in my bio if you want to contact me or leave a comment on something. So what am I teaching? I'm teaching Qigong and Hermetics, Tai Chi, how to use your energy, how to raise your vibration, what the path of ascension is, how to master your mind, your emotions, your destiny, basically. And these are like all super spiritual practices because once you do this, it just... He said, you weren't able to leave me a message? I'll go to it. Matter of fact, as soon as I finish this, I'll go add the link on there again because it should be really easy for me to do whatever. So give me like a couple minutes after I finish this and I'll add it on there. But yeah. So yeah, anybody else got any questions or anything? I'm filled with all types of ancient knowledge and and wisdom and anything else that you might want to tap into. Says we're leaving the year of the ox. What are we going into? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to I probably should pay attention to all the cycles of things because they're all important. So one of the things about mastering your mind, mastering your emotions, mastering your energy is the forces in which that influence you the most cease to influence you. It's part of the ascension path. The higher you raise your vibration, everything under that vibration or whatever, they cease to affect you like that. That's why the media and everything else wants to keep you at a lower state or whatever because you're easier to control. If you're at a higher state, it's nothing they can do to you. Your state of awareness, your state of consciousness is much higher than the fearful one that's easy to control. So yeah. It says, tend to think too logically. How do I get away from that? So just have openness. Like in Buddhism or whatever, it's called having no view. Like literally, because what's logic or whatever? Everything in life is spiritual whether you're open to it or not, everything has a spirit. Like literally, there's nothing in all of creation that doesn't have a spirit or whatever. But to have spiritual experiences is a product of the spirit, and you can't intellectualize it. That's why, if you know anything about Buddhism or whatever, it's the Dharma. You have to live it. You have to experience it. Because telling somebody about it and telling somebody your spiritual experiences is useless. Because it's like, what does an orange taste like? It tastes like an orange. You can't really describe it. You know it tastes like an orange, but it's that disconnect. You can't intellectualize true spiritual knowledge and universal laws or whatever. So getting out of the intellect is the greatest thing you can do. Everything that you ever need to know, everything that you need to know in this lifetime is already a part of you. Everything that you've ever learned from the beginning of your conception in the cosmos is already a part of you. It's a way you can tap into it, whatever. So it's really crazy because people feel themselves like, my battery's dying. So when it comes to like being stuck in your intellect, right, and like wanting to think logically, this is a detriment because people fill themselves up with so many facts that they forget what any of it means, and they know so much stuff they can't see things for what it is. And I say this because me, ever since I was little, I'm in the 99th percentile of everything. Like literally, I used to skip school and go to the library and teach myself. I'm 36. I started building websites. I taught myself to build websites when I was 12. Like, it's the beginning of the internet or whatever. So I'm in the 99th percentile. And the more that I learn, especially around, when it comes to spiritual stuff and hitting higher states of consciousness or whatever, the more I learn that I didn't need to know half the stuff that I knew then. Or even like try. I have a whole library full of books that's like pretty much useless to me. Or whatever. Because to have a true high state of consciousness and awareness and tap into universal consciousness, basically, or whatever, you let go of all that. This is a product of the spirit. Everything that you ever need to know is already a part of you. Everything that's aligned with your path is a part of you, but you have to let go of the intellect, the ego, and all your attachments that's keeping you from reaching this higher state, or whatever, to get to it, because it's already a part of you. Now, when it comes to like energy and chi, everybody has 3 realms that you already are a part of, right? So the alchemy of it is there's physical energy, physical material things. There's vital energy, which is just outside the physical, or whatever. And then it's astral energy, or your astral energy is your astral body. This contains all your emotions and feelings and stuff that you feel. That's your astral body. The center of your astral body is your heart center, or whatever. This is where you feel, right? Your mental, the mental realm, or whatever, the spirit realm, your spirit, your upper dantian, is right here. And the physical is right now. Everything that's in the physical is right now. That's why when you have a gut feeling or whatever, it's right now. You feel that right now. Your astral center of gravity for your astral body has all the information from the time that you were born to the time you die. It's already a part of you. There's only now. There is no past. There is no present. There's only this current moment. This is all we ever have. Now your cells may get older and evolve. It's still now. There is no past. There's no future. And everything is already a part of you. Now, your spirit contains all the knowledge and wisdom from every incarnation that you've ever had. These are 3 realms in which you have access to now. But do you truly have access to it? Do you know how to use it? Do you know how it affects you in your everyday thinking, planning, your everyday actions, or whatever? This is the goal, is to learn this and how to figure it out. And so, yeah. Let me see. How do I link to your bio? I'm interested in clearing energy. I'm going to, when I finish this, I'm going to add the link onto my page or whatever. It'll probably take a couple minutes or whatever for me to do it, because I think it got deleted. But you can just send me a message and leave like your phone number or email, and I'll get with you or whatever. So yeah, so I can't stop thinking about everything, reverse engineering everything. Dang, advice on teaching children some of the basics. When it comes to children, I would start with just mental training, literally, like how to quiet your mind. Most of the stuff that people are like setting their kids in front of, especially on YouTube or whatever, is to keep their mind racing 1,000 miles a minute or whatever. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Coco Melon or anything like that. Like, the scene switches every 2 seconds. Every second and a half is like bam, 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 and their mind is constantly like racing, whatever. Like, literally, the universe is mental. Strong mind, person with strong mind, strong spirit, your spirit and mind is the same thing, right? If you quiet your spirit, you're in the moment. You're the master of that moment. And do that first before anything. Before energy stuff or whatever. Do that first and foremost. Or whatever. It's the greatest thing you can do. Also, I know it's not for everybody. Don't send your kids to public school. I'm a strong advocate for that. Because literally public school is, think about this. You send your kids somewhere 5 days a week, roughly 40 hours from the time they're 5 till the time they're 18, and they get trained to do the same thing every single day. They get told, you got to ask permission to go to the bathroom, you got to listen to us, all knowledge comes from authority, do this, you can eat at this time, and pay attention to all this crazy stuff, do all these things that's unnatural to them as a human being, and they think this is the way to live. They literally train you to be a slave to the economy. They control you or whatever, and it's all psychological. They make you look at the world a specific way. Think the same, act the same, learn the same, behave the same. If you don't, the same people that run the school system run the prison system, and the government, and bureaucracy, and the court system. It's all literally one thing. It's the system, and they're here to control your mind and your consciousness and drain you of your energy. But once you learn how it works, it ceases to affect you. What up, G-Code? But yeah, so I feel differently though. Time doesn't exist. Colors, I feel insane. It all happened the day I died. A lot of people say that they died and then came back or whatever. So I tried to commit suicide twice, and I should have died both times. I don't think I died. I'm not so sure, but I'm still here. I'm literally still here. And when I say both times I should have died, I'm brain damage, something should have happened, both times or whatever. But I am still here. I'm blessed, whatever. And since then, I got to the point after being depressed that I wanted to. I just said, screw it. I'm going to be the man I'm supposed to be. The second time after I tried to kill myself, while I was in the hospital afterwards, the mental ward, my mom died. My mom didn't raise me. As I said before, my mom died. The last thing she said to me was the day before I got out or whatever, was RJ, your life means something. You're worth something or whatever. Don't try this again. You mean something. You're supposed to be here for a reason. The last thing my mom said to me, and then she died. After I tried to kill myself. And since then, I took it upon myself to master myself. To literally, it's a clear purpose, because I should have died both times. Should have. There's no logical explanation other than, what I'm saying, my guides got me, God got me, or whatever. And I got stories on that. If you want to get into the spiritual side of things or whatever, I am blessed. I witness literal miracles all the time. All the time. Not even here or there or whatever. Literally all the time. It's so beautiful. And I feel so humbled to be able to have this experience and to want to teach people and share my journey or whatever. It is absolutely beautiful. But, yeah. She says, is it possible you could be a mirror version of yourself? I don't know what you mean by that. Do you know why time isn't the same? It's faster, colors, people will be moving slow, maybe. So that time is relative, man. And everything, your whole experience is relative. The colors that you see, you don't perceive the same exact colors as everybody else. You know that it's this frequency. What you know is red. You were taught that it was red. It may not be the same color red as somebody else. It's just how you perceive it, or whatever. And different states of consciousness, you open up different spectrums of perception too. So it's literally different for everybody, and it's relative. So. And everything's mental. It's literally based on your relationship to the things that you touch. So yeah. But yeah, if anybody's interested, want to learn some Qigong, want to get into Hermetics and stuff like that, leave a comment on one of my videos. I'm going to post it's a link tree link in my bio. I'm going to add the contact thing on there, because TikTok makes it so hard for people to contact you now. Like, you used to be able just to send a message whether you're friends or not, but now we both got to be following each other. So in 5 minutes or whatever, hit the link in my bio or whatever and send me a message. Because this is what I do. I teach Qigong, Hermetics. I do tarot readings, Akashic record readings. I do energy healing sessions. If you want your aura cleansed, if you want to help dissolve any emotional trauma or blockages and release it. I've done sessions. Every session I do, at the end of the session, everybody's like, wow, I feel a lot lighter. Yeah, because you're dissolving all the stuff that's literally been holding you down. Like, and especially like if I come across something and I feel it, you dissolve their attachment to it and it comes up. So a lot of people during the energy healing session, they'll say like, wow, I had like visions and thoughts and emotions come up from when I was a child, and this is that. Like, yeah, you're holding on to it. This is it literally being released from you and recycling back to the universe. So you're going to experience stuff like that. I've had people say that they've experienced like their spirit guide to come to them and say something to them about me or and like, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool or whatever. But yeah, I am out for now, and you guys are welcome. This is not a fully superficial live for one. Exactly. Hey, watch who y'all follow, especially when it comes to spiritual stuff, because these people crazy out here. I'm not doing this for likes. I'm doing this because I love the people. And I just want to share information and let people know what's out there. Because life is abundant and amazing. And don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. There's so much out there. Like learn to live the life that you love to live. Like, seriously, like, don't let anybody stop you from it. Like, you are free to do whatever you want to. And if anybody try to keep you from that, tell them, fuck you. Whatever. Like, march to the beat of your own drum. For real. No matter who it is. Family, relationship, nothing. If you cannot be your authentic self and live fully the way that you want to, do not let anybody keep you small. Because they not going to let you do it. Don't live your life for somebody else in any way, shape, or form. You are free to, if you want to right now, you can literally do anything imaginable that you want to. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because if somebody's out there telling you otherwise, they're not for you. They're not looking out for your best interest. Liberate yourself. So, yeah, I am going to put that contact link in my bio or whatever in the link tree. Give it a couple minutes and it'll show up. And we'll go from there. What up, Gina? Bina? I got you. Yeah, just hit me up. Or whatever. Check the link in the bio for the contact form and just leave a message on one of my videos and we'll go from there. Until next time, I'll probably go live tomorrow or whatever too. Until next time, peace.